Yo, what's up, everybody? Yeah, it's your boy Mood616, and thank you once again for stopping in. Alrighty, so for this video here, I'm going to, it's basically just a continuation of my top 25 hip-hop albums of 2013. This is just going to be like honorable mentions, and then, of course, a few instrumental records that are notable for the year that I didn't put in the list. So, yeah, to start off the list here, sometimes I wonder how some of these albums get left off, but I don't know. This is another album that I actually just listened to it again today, and I fucking loved. I love this album. I don't know how it didn't make my top 25, but it's the Quelle and Maker new album, Beautiful Raw. Shit, man, really dope beats. Quelle's actually a pretty dope MC, to be honest, but Maker's beats, man, are just fucking, they're so sick. These guys make a great combination. Definitely one to seek out and definitely check out if you haven't, checked this out from 2013. But they seem to do no wrong. Like, all their albums seem to be pretty good. So, but yeah, I highly recommend this. And it's too bad you couldn't fit more into the top 25. I don't know what the fuck that means, but yeah, I guess I could have made it like, top 50 list. But yeah, this is a really good album. Another really solid release from 2013. It's just gotta leave some stuff off, right? So, yeah. Quelle and Maker. Next up is another album that I had in my top 25 for so long in the year, and it just ended up not making it. I don't know how, but it's the Tri-State Planet Asia Killer Ben Alchemist record, Do-Rag Dynasty, all produced by The Alchemist. So another awesome release by The Alchemist this year. Fuck, he's been putting in a lot of work the last couple of years. I mean, really, Alchemist has put out nothing but shit for like so many years, but yeah, he's been busy. But this is just a great album, man. You good beats. MCing is pretty dope on this, but it's just an overall solid record. Like, I really highly recommend this. I think the album cover is just horrible, though. I hate the album art on this. It's just terrible. It was kind of off-putting, actually, at first, and I was like, who the fuck is Do-Rag Dynasty? And I read who the fuck it was. When it was first, I saw it, on the internet or whatever, and I was like, what the fuck? But, put out by Nature Sounds. Very cool record, though, man. 360 Ways, fucking dope track on here. Yeah, this album actually has Prodigy on it, which makes sense considering Prodigy did a whole album with Alchemist this year. But Do-Rag Dynasty, highly recommend that. Very cool stuff. Next up is an EP that is just fantastic. I'm glad that Superstition went back to his name instead of going by Camway, whatever the fuck it was. But yeah, this is dope, man. I ordered this, actually received this off Bandcamp, but it's signed by Superstition. It's like a 10-track EP. Fucking cool, though, man. Really good shit, man. Superstition's, in my opinion, he's very underrated, actually. He doesn't get talked about a whole lot. I know people know who he is and stuff, but, he's good, man. He puts out quality stuff, and he's never really disappointed me, so, yeah. Definitely check out the Blackboard EP by Superstition. Very cool stuff. Next up is an album that Jason vs. Bosco, I know, talks highly about, and so many people had this on their top 25 list, sorry. And it was on my list until this is actually one of the albums that got taken off. It got replaced by something, so... but yeah, it's Clear Soul Force's album, Gold PP7s. This is a great album. I listened to this again today, too, in between filming these videos. And yeah, it's just another awesome release by Fat Beats Records. Great beats, really cool lyrics. It's kind of dorky. This one's kind of geeky in a way. I don't know, it's weird. I really dig this album, though. I think it's really fun. It's definitely a lot different than their first one. Their first one was a little more... This one seemed a little more hype, not hypey, but just it seemed a little more vibrant. They just seemed a lot more. They didn't seem as cautious on this record. You know what I'm saying? It's like they just kind of went for it, and I think it worked. So, Clear Soul Forces, Gold PP7s, awesome, great record. Next up again is this was a recommendation from FXP, and it's Factors Woke Up Alone album. This is just an awesome album that needs to be heard. Factors is one of those guys that just seems to be flying so far under the radar. It doesn't seem like he gets talked about from a lot of people. I think maybe it's because he is Canadian, but he does work with a lot of artists that aren't. But concept record, very cool. It's kind of if you actually kind of listen to lyrics and stuff, it's kind of in a way, kind of depressing a little bit, but yeah, I don't really want to get into the whole thing. This is kind of worthy of being, you know, having its own review, but very solid album, needs to be heard. Definitely check this out. Next up is an album that I wasn't too sure what to think about this when I first picked it up, but it's by Seven Gems. Seven Gems consisting of Purpose, S.C. Knack, Code 9, and Tragedy Gaddafi. I was very impressed with this album. I thought the beats were really dope. I thought all the MCing was really good. Just another top-notch, solid release from 2013. This album has Rock Marciano on it, you know, Shabam Shadiq, Killah Priest. And speaking of Killah Priest, actually, if I had picked up his album or found a fucking copy of his new album, that would have made it in my top 25. Would have been probably my top 10. It's a fantastic album. I think it's his second best album ever released. The thing is that I couldn't fucking find it anywhere. Amazon had it, but I'm not paying the $15 shipping. It would have been $35 for the album. Fuck that. I'm not doing that. So I don't know. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But yeah. Anyways, getting back to Seven Gems. Very cohesive album. I think this really worked. Fucking pounds, man. This is a great album. Definitely check this out. Next up is the fourth project by, not even project, it's more of kind of a put together thing by Marco Polo. I don't even think he put this together, but maybe he did. This was released on 66 Records. Pretty much all produced by Marco Polo. You got Copyright, Guilty Simpson, MCH, Sean Price, Master Ace, Constant Deviance, Ross Koss, and some more Constant Deviance on here. Actually, some of it was produced by Custodio Records or something like that. Yeah, or DJ Cut. But this was actually really good. Like, it kind of, I don't know, this one, at first I didn't even know if it was an official release. But yeah, released by 66 Records, obviously it's an official release. But very cool stuff, man. Love the MC8 song in here. I wish MC8 would totally do a record with Marco Polo. I think that'd be amazing. But yeah, good stuff, man. Love this. And this is called Sour Stacks and Hustling Jacks. Anything Marco Polo puts out, I'm going to be fucking checking out. So, next up is Timeless Truth, Rocket Science, released by Fat Beats. This is fucking awesome. It's got Rock Marciano on here, Action Bronson, Sean Price. This is kind of short record, though. I think it's almost kind of like an EP, to be honest. It's got 15 tracks, but I think there's a bunch of interludes and stuff and instrumentals and stuff. So, dope beats. It's a quick listen. I really, really highly enjoyed this. Yeah, I don't know, man. Just a good one. Just a really fucking, another album that I hadn't really heard too many people talk about. So yeah, Timeless Truth. Definitely check that shit out. Now, this is an album that originally was on my top 25 list. After it got a really slow start with me. Now, when I first picked this up, I wasn't really feeling it a whole lot. This album grew on me so much. It was on my top 25 list and it got taken off. And that is the Jensu Dean and Planet Asia Abrasions album. I know a lot of people were kind of shitting on this one, but I think this is actually really fucking dope, man. After multiple listens, it just turns out to be such a great album. But yeah, I mean, what can I say about this album? It's fucking fantastic. Another noteworthy album, definitely checking out. I don't really know what to say about it. Jensu Dean, of course, from Mellow Music Group. This is actually put out by Mellow Music Group, of course, yeah, and, you know, and Fat Beats, but yeah, very cool record. I talked about this one in a recent update too, Natty, from The Cunning Linguist. Man, this album, I didn't even know it had even come out, and I saw it on Access Hip Hop, and I had to fucking pick this up. It was just so amazing. When I popped it in, I was like, this is fucking so awesome. It's got Deacon and Villain on it. Production's really dope. It just sounds like a Cunning Linguist record. It's so sick. I can't say enough good things about this. This is just really another noteworthy record that needs to be recognized from 2013. Next up is the other release by Epidemic this year with Dream Tech, and that's called The Basement Tapes Volume 1, Right to Remain Violent. Very short, kind of almost like an EP, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So there's like 10 tracks on here. It's pretty short listen, but yeah, I thought this was awesome too. Very cool. I'm not a big fan of these like real thin line fucking CD things. It's like a half digibook almost, because they get lost. Like, you put them in the collection and you just can't find them anymore. But very dope beats. It's got that Epidemic sound. You know, they really like to pick their, you know, 90s boombastic beats and shit like that. So, I mean, you can't go wrong, man, with Epidemic. Really, it's fucking dope. Very fucking dope. Next up is J Zone's Peter Pan Syndrome. the return of J-Zone. I was so excited when they announced this record. I was like, yes, fucking finally. Like I said before, no rapper retires. Come on, J-Zone's too fucking funny, too talented to, you know, to retire. Absolutely love this record. I think it's so fun. You got Chief Chinchilla all over this record. It's so fun. Self-titles on here. Haslow made an appearance on here. You got Breeze Brewin from the Juggernauts. Very cool album, though. I couldn't highly recommend this enough. And it was actually hard to get a hold of, because every time I went to go order it on Underground Hip Hop, it was fucking sold out, and no one else seemed to have it. So, yeah, I finally ended up getting a copy. But next up is an album that was originally on my top 25, another album that got taken off, and that's the unincluded Hokey Fright. Fuck, I always say this album title. A$AP Rock and the girl, Kim Dawson, I think that's what her name is. Yeah, this is a really interesting record. This is not for everybody. I wouldn't recommend this to a lot of people unless you knew A$AP Rock's style and stuff, but it's kind of like folk, hip-hop fucking meets. I don't know how to explain this to people, but even my wife was like, holy shit, she's a big fan of A$AP Rock, and she's like, what the fuck, man? But, you know, after listening to it a few times, it's just fucking good. Very interesting, really cool, different record. Yeah, it's fun, man. I couldn't say enough good things about this. It's just such a weird fucking album. The song Tits Up makes me laugh every time I hear it. It's pretty cool, but very interesting choruses, and I've never heard an album like this, so it kind of sticks out. And yeah, last up for the albums before the instrumentals is Trinity. This was a really dope album, man. In my opinion, DJ Lab did a great job. You know, you got Stat X on here, AG. I don't know, man. I heard a lot of bad things from people, like some of the choruses and shit like that, but it's got really good features on here. It's got Eternia. Sometimes it's just like a massive fucking posse track. Reap the Lost Cause, Eternia, Everlast, Immortal Technique, Slug, Shot Stimula, Grand Puba, Destroy, Roxanne Shante, Audible Doctor, Ill Bill, and Rock Marciano. It's just amazing. You got Ill Bill on here. But some of Rap Attack, some of the tracks are very old school sounding. There's a few courses on here that I don't really like. There's a couple beats that are kind of iffy, but I think that's why I didn't have taken off my top 25 too. But very solid release. I really like it's like a hardcover digibook released by Fat Beats. Very nice release though. And yeah, I think this is actually really worthy of picking up. So Trinity, very cool stuff. Yeah, and then into the instrumental records of the year. So my favorite album of instrumental record of this year, man, was Emancipator's Dust Till Dawn. This is fucking amazing. So good. If you're a fan of, you know, atmospheric, very obscure kind of sounding instrumental hip-hop beats, I don't even know how to describe this. It's something you gotta hear. But if you know who Emancipator is and you heard his stuff, you know what to expect. It's very much like his other stuff, but just so awesome. I love his work, man. Very awesome stuff. Next up is the Damu, the Funch Bunk record. This does have a couple tracks with lyrics, but mostly, for the most part, it's another instrumental record. Just awesome shit, man. This guy does no wrong. He puts out amazing stuff. And I love these redef releases. They're awesome. So very cool stuff. And yeah, I've got another release of his coming in the mail, actually, now. Next up is the first of like 4 projects. Actually, this one, I believe, was the first one. K-Def's one-man band. Awesome. Apparently all done with live instruments and stuff. Recognize a lot of the samples in here, but it's just so good. So good. I know he released, I think it's a digitally only EP called The Meeting. And then there was the album that he did with DeCapo. I can't remember the fucking name of it. And I believe that was only released on vinyl, which I do need to order because it's fucking fantastic. But this is such an amazing instrumental record. I listen to this shit all the time. Definitely check that out. K-Def's having an amazing year. And then he went ahead and just outdid himself with, you know, The Exhibit. This is another amazing instrumental record. There is a couple tracks on here with lyrics, but for the most part, instrumentals, and just another fantastic release by Redef and Fat Beats and stuff. So fucking check this shit out, man. It's awesome. Then we got RJD2's More Is Than Isn't. Fuck, I always fuck this title up. I can't say it. Very obscure kind of sounding weirdness from RJD2. He always brings weird shit. Very cool though. It's definitely worth picking up. I thought it was very interesting. Kind of obscure, weird shit, but it's enjoyable. And last up here is the Blue Sky Black Death album Glaciers. Now this is just phenomenal. I was listening to this earlier in the day too, and it's just fucking blowing me away. So if you're a fan of Blue Sky Black Death, I really kind of like their beats more, their music more when they're just doing instrumental than when they're producing for people. Especially that Nacho Picasso stuff. I'm not a big fan of him, or the beats are okay, but yeah, this is fucking amazing. This is really good atmospheric shit that you need to check out. So awesome stuff. And now one I didn't end up ordering. I don't know why I didn't. I ended up, I hate to say it's downloading it, but I will end eventually end up ordering it. Is the Mr. Green piano, the Il Piano beats. I thought that was fantastic. Instrumental record. I really loved it. And also Evidence's new instrumental record. I think it's the Green Tape, and that was really good too. I know Pretty Lights put out one. It's kind of like almost like house kind of music, whatever. But that was really fucking dope too. Yeah, just a lot of really good instrumental records that came out this year. I don't think the Pretty Lights has a physical release. So I could be wrong on that though, but I'm sure there's a bunch more. If there is any instrumental records that came out this year that you know of that are really good, leave a comment down below. Just give me some recommendations, because I'm always looking for instrumental stuff, and some of it's, you know, some is good, some is bad. And I'm kind of picky when it comes to it a little bit, but I know Odyssey put out a record this year too, actually, that I never checked out. That's another mellow music group record that I need to check out. So, but yeah, so that's gonna do it for this one. Just some honorable mentions for my top 25. A lot of those were taken out of there, and others are putting in, because I kind of make the list all year. Really, I really worked on the last couple weeks, but yeah. Anyways, that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said before, I'm gonna try and do a lot more hip hop stuff this year. I actually have a bunch of videos planned. I'm probably gonna end up doing a shelf by shelf. I've had a lot of requests for it, and that takes a lot of time to do. So I think I might start doing shelf by shelves, just to show what's in the collection, stuff that I have on physical for CDs and stuff. So yeah, I think I'll get into that, and I got a few themed weeks that I do, kind of things that I do on my horse side, my channel, but I'm going to end up doing like some themed out, you know, week-long reviews and stuff on my hip-hop channel. I got a bunch of ideas, so yeah, it's going to be a big year, I hope. So anyways, guys, thank you for watching and subscribing. Again, I'm Moon616, you guys know that. Peace out, homies.